Another windy weekend kept us cooped up at the dock, but we had plenty to do before taking Treasured Times to the dry dock. These are the voyages of Treasured Times, her continuing mission to explore the oceans of South Florida and the Caribbean, to seek out unknown islands and forgotten places, to give an unforgettable adventure to everyone who is welcomed aboard. I'm Captain Adrienne Collada, and this is First Mate and Mechanic Engineer Michael Collada. And this is our little bird Squeaky. On our floating home away from home, the three of us are always looking for our next adventure. Sometimes when we least expect it, the adventure finds us instead. Welcome aboard Treasured Times. Engineer's Log, November 21st through the 23rd.
Where's Squeaky at?
She's at the boat.
She didn't want to come?
We made a morning stop at Home Depot for some PVC boards so we could work on building that divider for the anchor locker. First, we had to let out all the chain. We have been storing 600 feet of anchor road in a trash can on the anchor pulpit, and it needed to go. Not sure how it tied itself in knots. I'm pretty sure it didn't go in that way. We started off by cutting a template out of construction paper so we can get an accurate angle to cut the board. You can see I have plenty of room to move around in there. We had some ideas of how to build this divider, but the ideas we had didn't pan out. In this situation, we just had to wing it. There was a lot of measuring and construction paper templates involved. At the end of the day, my legs were sore.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Their chain, their rope, separated. Hold on. I want to see you toss the garbage can. Let's do the garbage can toss. Woo!
The next morning, we didn't have much on the agenda. We did a quick check on the stone crab trap.
What we got? Anything in there?
Nothing yet.
We'll try again.
The tide was low, so we took the opportunity to clean up some junk off the bottom, probably left by Hurricane Irma. This broken piling had a satellite dish attached to it. The wood piling was heavy, so we had to come up with a plan to get it up over the seawall. We did eventually get it up. We plan on taking Treasured Times to the boatyard tomorrow, so we have to move the dinghy over to idle hour. The dinghy was resting on the back of Treasured Times, but we will need to access that area at the boatyard. The dinghy engine is heavy and bulky. It takes both of us to move it. The dinghy has had several repairs. For the last repair we made, we had to use black Flex Seal paint because the store was out of white. We finished what we had to do on the outside, so it was time to head down into the engine room. I started off by manually checking the fuel level. We have fuel gauges, but they are not working and need to be replaced. There's a clear tube on the forward end of each tank with valves on the top and the bottom. Once both valves are opened, it will give you the true level of the fuel inside the tank. It's very important that the valves are closed off after inspecting the fuel level. If the valves are left open, it could cause all the fuel to drain into the bilges if one of the tubes breaks. If a fire breaks out, it could also melt the tubes, causing a bigger problem. Mike was working on installing some wiring for a high water bilge alarm. The bilges should have a high water float switch with an alarm to alert you of a bilge pump failure or the inability for it to keep up. The previous owner didn't have an alarm system for the bilge. While he was working on that, I took a few minutes to tidy up the engine room. After we completed some work, we decided to do some late afternoon fishing off the dock.
He's got your bait in his mouth. He's got your bait. Oh, you caught him. Oh my gosh.
I've seen some big fish in the water, but today it was just a needlefish.
Let me see it. Needlefish.
We've been planning a visit to the boatyard for a few weeks now, and today is the day. Marathon Boatyard is a little over a quarter of a mile east of our location. While the boat's on the hard, we will be installing 3D side scan transducers, 4 underwater stern lights with a total of 24,000 lumens, repacking rudder seals, clean all running gear, and replacing any broken screens for the raw water intake. We are also hiring out for new bottom paint, dripless shaft seals, and new cutlass bearings. We also need to figure out the size and the pitch of the props. As the lifts were bringing her up, the remaining water was being pumped out of the back bilge.
I scraped those props. I scraped the bottom too.
Treasure Times is 52 feet long, just over 19 feet tall at the waterline, and 26 tons of pure fun. Out of the water, she looks massive. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell. See you all next week.